Retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis is a military expert and host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. He's now joining us from Starling, Virginia. Colonel Davis, good to see you and welcome. Is our analysis that the ceasefire talks and hostage deal in the Israel and Gaza war is on the verge of collapse have some substance in it?
It's something that anyone who cares about humanity really earnestly hopes for. But the problem with this is, there's a number of problems, but primarily is that both sides have some motivation to get something different. And both sides want more than I think the other side is willing to give. And then you have the United States that doesn't seem to be in the driver's seat and seems to be more in a reactionary mode. So I think the combination makes it increasingly unlikely that it's actually going to happen. And I think primarily that's because of the Israeli side. I think too many in their camp want to see a military success and a military victory and are concerned and actually outright fear that a ceasefire that doesn't achieve their military goals could put them at future risk. At least that's what their thinking is. And so those are actually working against any kind of a ceasefire, even though many in Israel actually want it, and certainly those family members of the hostages.
Colonel Davis, the war is unrelenting. Now the IDF has issued fresh evacuations on Deir al-Balah. Some critics are warning that Israel persists in strangling civilians in narrow places. And with that being said, Jordan has also warned of dangerous deterioration in occupied West Bank. What's your brief assessment of all these latest developments?
It's very concerning to me because, you're talking, we're now getting amazingly close to the 1-year mark of this war, and there's no evidence that it's going to end anytime soon. In fact, there's more evidence that it's going to expand. The ideal would be that we get to a ceasefire and then get into some kind of negotiated settlement that would end the war, and I'm certainly 100% in support of that. But the problem is that the evidence on the ground and the things you can physically see make it look more like Israel is preparing to expand the war into Hezbollah in the southern part of Lebanon. And certainly there are many, and it was actually in a Newsweek article just late last week where some of the Israeli officials openly said that war with Iran was inevitable, quote, and that they wanted the United States to join in with that. So there's elements within Israel that are at cross purposes, some wanting peace, some wanting expanded war. And again, the United States is kind of in the middle trying to figure out what to do. Overall, it's just not a very positive and optimistic situation.
All right, I've been talking to Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis, who's retired. He's also a military expert and host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. Colonel Davis, thank you for talking to us today.
Always my pleasure. Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.